Hello, guys. Greetings, one and all. Hello, happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited. I'm so happy it's Friday, you guys. Guys, I sat in traffic for a whole hour on my way home, like literally just not even moving. Traffic wasn't even moving. So Fridays are crazy. That's why I'm happy to get home and I'm happy to do the damn thing. So, what is going on, everyone? Hello to everyone in the chat. Greetings. What is up, Matt? Sabby, 2 times. You will actually see me another time tonight. I'm going to tell you guys about that later because that is a little special surprise. What is going on? Hello, boycott banks and plastic cards. All right, keeping it real. Greetings, Shayar. Hello, Ashura. Who's Ric Flair? Oh, Ashura. Come on. Ric Flair, wrestler Rick. We'll get into that. We'll get into it. Greetings, Troy C. How are you doing? What is going on? What's up, Anthony? Deep Moody Purple Blues. How are you? Greetings, the Robert Escobar Show. Hello, welcome. Hello, Phenomenal Mysticism. Hello, Sabby. Again, I think we need seriously improvement on our public transportation. You are preaching to the choir. This is why I drive to work, because I can't rely on the train. What's going on, Leslie? How are you? Greetings, the Ellie Ace Frank Show. Ric Flair. Woo. Yeah, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. What's going on, Lawrence? It's always great to see you. Hold on, my hair is a mess. Does that look better? Shoot. Whatever. It's humid. It is what it is today. What's going on, Holly Horn? Hello, Ware Pilgrim, old school wrestler from the 80s and the 90s era. Yeah, he was something else. Let me tell you, okay? Ric Flair was something else. What is going on, Christian Gomez? Hello, everybody, and greetings. And I want to give a big shout out to everyone that is watching on Rockfin. Hello over there on the Rockfin side. What's going on, Malik? Always a pleasure to see you as well. All right, Sweet Drifter, to Sab or not to Sab? That's an interesting statement there. I don't really know. I don't know. All right, greetings, Troy C. She's a lady. Whoa. The surprise is Sabby is expecting. Oh no. I'm not expecting. But the surprise is going to be really cool. I think you guys are gonna like it. What's going on, Nico? Hello. Aspen Fallen says, smash that like button. Yes, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Sabby Sabs Podcast. I'm your host, Sabrina Salvati. If you are new, I want you to know that Sabby Sabs Podcast is a part of the Fred Hampton Leftist Network. You can see me there on Thursdays for the Roundtable and Fridays for the Sabby Show. And you can see me here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday night. Friday night is more of our chill, laid back show. I usually have a beverage with me because it has been a long week. Cheers. Been a long week. No. I am not going to TYT. That would never. No. That would never happen. Can't happen. Impossibly Black says Sabby is running for president. Not in this country. Shayar said when hell will freeze over. Yeah. Sabby not Sabby no. What's going on, Notori? How is it going? All right, guys. So we need to talk about a couple of things. Let me go ahead and pull up my thumbnail because it has been an interesting past few days. And there were a couple of stories that I wanted to talk about. And I was like, I'm going to pick these 3 because these are the most outrageous. out of all of the ones I've heard. So let's get into it, okay? Let me go ahead and share my screen. Notori, you would vote for me? Oh, snap. Oh my gosh. Sabby love. Sabby love. Sabby wouldn't run though. Sabby would not run. These people are crazy out here. You don't know? All right, here we go. Let me go ahead and share my thumbnail. This is what we are talking about tonight. Newsmax cuts veteran. That was a fun. Oh my God. Wait till you see that video. That was hilarious. Clarence Thomas blasts media. Clown. Get into that. I couldn't believe Clarence Thomas was trending again. I saw him trending on Twitter. I was like, what he do now? What did he do now? And Ric Flair is under fire. Nature Boy, woo! Nature Boy is in trouble. In trouble. All right, so let me stop sharing my screen. That is what we're going to get into tonight. Miss G said, guarantee you, Sabby, you would get more delegates than Kamala. Damn. Oh my God. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much, Roger Meadows, for the super chat. Joy wasn't the only person left from Bernie campaign fighting for a good fight. You forgot Sirota and Zephra Teach Out. You've seen Sirota's articles, Happy Occupy Wall Street today. Yeah, that's right. It's the anniversary of Occupy Wall Street. My bad. Sorry so much, Roger. I did forget about them. Damn. I sure did. That is my bad. But thanks so much for the super chat. So let's get into what happened on Newsmax. Because when I saw this, I just thought to myself, and people say that the media is not biased. So to make a long story short, Newsmax, one of the Newsmax hosts had a veteran on his show. He was interviewing him. This is a veteran that has spent time in Afghanistan. So he was talking about his personal experience there. In the video, the host, of course, as you can imagine, wanted to find a way to make this more political, to make it seem like Dems were at fault here. And not to say that they're not. I think Dems and Republicans are at fault when we talk about imperialism, when we talk about war propaganda. But all I'm going to say, I'm going to share my screen and just let you know everything was going okay during this interview. And then something happened and the tables turned. And all of a sudden, just like that, this interview went south very, very quickly. Let me go ahead and mute my mic. I'm already laughing because I've seen this video a couple times, and both times I was just like, did this really just happen? All right, let me mute my mic, and here we go. I'm going to play it. Oh, hold on. Thanks so much, Roger Meadows, for the super chat. Ohio law didn't allow Nina to run third party. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. They had nothing to do with her going to TYT, though. But that's a whole nother story. I already talked about that. Thanks so much for the super chat, Roger. All right, guys, let me mute my mic, and here we go. Get ready to laugh. Get ready for it.
I can tell you this didn't happen under President Trump. And I know there's a lot of people on the left that want to try to blame President Trump. He wanted out of Afghanistan real bad. He was real frustrated not being able to get out, but he didn't pull out because he knew this would happen. In fact, we all did. I called it on this program. My 12-year-old son knew about it. And so I've got Americans there that are stuck. To me, that's a hostage situation. But Joe, I appreciate you working to get them out. I really do. Yeah. And I wish you all luck in the world.
With due respect,
thank you for
with due respect, Grant, I mean, like veterans, you know, being one, right? And our friends are over there.
Right.
We followed this closely for multiple administrations, and we know the Trump's administration's efforts here were fairly weak that they were trying to limit the number of people that would get out. And
Joe,
so there was coordination problems.
Joe, I'm gonna cut you. I'm already weak. I'm already low on time, Joe. Joe, cut him off, please. Cut him off now. Cut him off now. You're not going to blame this on President Trump on my show. That's not happening. Now, I appreciate the work that you're doing. God bless you for being a veteran. God bless you for trying to get Americans out. But don't come on this program and take the talking points of the left and blame President Trump. That's not helping anybody. The Biden administration screwed this up from the very start. You know it. I know it. The country knows it. And to call them not hostages, I don't know how you don't call them hostages. They're stuck in Afghanistan with a country overrun with terrorists that are willing to kill them all. I'm mad about that, man. I really am. All right. We're going to slow it down because we've got a real hero coming up. That man's a real hero, too. He served.
Dude, what? He said, cut him off, cut him off, cut him off. You are not going to come on my show and use leftist propaganda. You're not going to talk badly about President Trump. Cut him off, cut him off, cut him off. Well, first of all, a shout out to the veteran that he was interviewing that came on. I should stop laughing. This shouldn't be a funny thing. But my whole issue with this is that he was totally fine with him talking about his story, talking about his experience, until he didn't follow the political propaganda that he wanted him to follow. Until he didn't follow the same political narrative that his show follows. How do you kick off a veteran who did? These are the same people that will sit there and will say, more power to the veterans. I'm a patriot. I stand proud for all the people, all the men and women that have served and have died for this country, who represent our country. But as soon as they disagree with your political narrative, cut them off, cut them off, cut them off. Let me just go ahead and say something here, okay? It doesn't do you any justice cutting someone off your show. You can disagree with them. Like, even if he disagreed with him that Trump was a part of this, that Trump was also responsible, you can do so in a way that doesn't involve you kicking someone off your stream, off your show. It was interesting to me how angry he became. So, like, that was fast anger, right? Like, I'm like, wow. And the veteran that he was interviewing, he was so calm. Did you guys notice how calm he was? So essentially, what that veteran was trying to tell him, and I guess trying to tell the American people as well until he got cut off, I really would like to hear the rest of his message. I wanted to hear the rest of what he was going to say, but I guess we won't get the opportunity to hear that. But my whole thing is that he has a point. He was trying to get the point across that it's not just Biden, it's not just Obama, that conservatives, Republicans, Trump, whole crew, they are just as much as responsible for this as Democrats are. That's what he was trying to say. And just like that, because he disagreed with his political views, like, how dare you say something bad about a conservative on my show, they silenced him. Talk about censorship. You can come on my show and you can talk about your experience as a veteran, and you can talk about your experience in Afghanistan, but you better, follow the same political narrative that my show follows. You better say bad things about Dems and good things about Republicans. And it happens on both sides. CNN, MSNBC, they do the same thing. They don't want you to come on their show and say bad things about Joe Biden. That's why you would never see any of us on there. Do you think you'd ever see me, the rest of Fred Hampton leftists? You think you'd ever see us on those shows? You think they'd allow us to come on and say bad things about Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton? Nope. Nope. It's so funny to me. It's absolutely hilarious that as soon as they say something that you may not agree with, how dare you say something negative about their party, then you got to go. I am not for any form of censorship, you guys. I really wanted to hear the rest of his statement. But this just goes to show you the hypocrisy that I see a lot of times. Many times people say they care so much about these veterans. You care so much about these veterans. How many of you go visit them at the VA hospital? How many? It's always people care so much about these veterans when it's a political issue. When it's not political, what are you doing to show that you care about these veterans? I don't know. You have a lot of veterans that come back from war, have mental health issues, have PTSD, need help with counseling, need therapy. The VA takes them through these long, long processes of paperwork. It can take years. It took my dad years to get his disability approved. Years. Put it this way. He started the paperwork when I was in high school. I graduated college and he didn't have 100% yet. That's how the VA moves. But these veterans that you care so much about, if you care so much about them, what are you doing to help them when they come back to the States after they have fought for their country? What are you doing? You care so much about these veterans, that's why you kicked them off your show? Because that veteran was not following the image that they wanted to represent of veterans. There is this misconception, you see this a lot on Fox News. There's this misconception that when you talk about soldiers, when you talk about veterans, there's this image of this patriot, MAGA hat wearing conservative. And what people forget to mention is that the military is actually very diverse. I know that from experience. Because when I went to school in Dodge schools, I went to school with everybody. Black, white, biracial, Latino, everybody. But you don't see those networks push that narrative. That's not the image they want you to see. They want you to see the image of the guy that you just saw on there until he started to say bad things about Trump. If he would have continued with the narrative that they wanted, and he would have made it seem like Trump had nothing to do with this, Republicans had nothing to do with our involvement in Afghanistan, etc. That's the image they want you to see. Just keeping it real. Miss G said exactly, these conservatives pretend to care about veterans, quickly to speak about the rights and freedoms they fought for us to have, but won't allow of veterans. I think it dropped off there somewhere. But it's true. And I am one of those people that you got to talk to people that have gone through, I've grown up in military families, man. I'm telling you, it's a lot of hypocrisy. Because like I said, when they come home from war, a lot of people do not care about those veterans. A lot of the homeless people that I walk past are veterans. Their country let them down. That's just the fact of the matter. Greetings, Ramsey. What's up? What is up? What is up? I mean, I just can't get past the fact that that guy was so calm. He was so just like chill, like whatever. He wasn't raising his voice. And the host just went ballistic. He went straight WWE. Had to use that reference since we're going to talk about Ric Flair later on. Had to use that reference. Vinny said, I debated a conservative. He argued against helping veterans afterwards because veterans didn't go into the army to get government assistance. They went there because ... America. No, man. Shout out to Roger for the super chat. Nothing compared to how black vets were treated World War I, 2 Korean Wars, and Vietnam Wars. And thank you so much for saying that, Roger Meadows, because when black soldiers came back from the Vietnam War, there's a movie about this. You should watch it. Dead Presidents. That's the name of the movie. When black soldiers came back from the Vietnam War, they struggled in this country because you had one side of people that were obviously going to call them baby killers, right? So there was that side. But then you had the other side that felt like they should have been there in Vietnam, but you're still a black man. So you had black soldiers coming back from the Vietnam War that struggled to get jobs here in the United States. Struggle to get jobs again. Especially since some of them were forced to go fight a war that they didn't want to fight in the first place. They were drafted. But we care so much about the veterans, you know. Whipple Dingle said, I joined for the socialism. Straight up. I didn't understand at the time that is what I was doing. But it's crystal clear now. I owe my life and livelihood to American socialism. I want to add something about that. That is a really good point, because there are people that do join the military because they do want to fight for their country. But there are also people that join because of the benefits, because they're guaranteed the housing. You know, you join the military, you're a soldier. You know, you can go to a car dealership, buy a new car, zero money down, just because you're military. You can get a VA loan to get a house, zero money down, just because you're in the military. And you get TRICARE health insurance. And TRICARE pays for just about almost everything. Now, what's sad, oh, and college. I forgot about that too. GI Bill and college. They'll pay for your schooling. Now, what's sad is that, oh, excuse me. What's sad is that the military recruiting process, I did a show about this on FHL a couple months ago, actually. They heavily target poor Black and brown communities, and they target those schools because they know that the benefits part of it is going to appeal to a lot of them. That's unfortunate that they target those areas for recruitment. Thanks so much for the super chat, Roger Meadows. Come on, Sab. I'm older. I know Dead Presidents, Lorenz and Glenn. Yeah. Dead Presidents is a good movie. Like, it really, like, I've seen a lot of movies about Vietnam. I've read a lot about Vietnam, and it's just really painful that you had these guys who were basically kids. They were still kids, and they were sending them to go fight. So sad when you think about it. Very, very unfortunate. But the way he just kicked this veteran off his show, I'm just like, really, dude? Like, what? It just sucks. I don't like when people do this. I don't like people getting kicked off people's shows. I have a serious problem with that just because you disagree with them. My whole thing is we may never, ever, ever, ever get to hear what he was going to say. Ramsey said the military is the biggest socialism in this country yet. The dumbass conservatives say socialism sucks. What the F? Yeah. You get a lot of perks joining the military. A lot of perks. And that's why a lot of people join, because they want to have those benefits. And here's the thing. You shouldn't have to be a part of the military industrial complex to be guaranteed those basic necessities in life. You shouldn't have to join the military to be guaranteed healthcare, to be guaranteed, free college, because essentially like the military pays for it. I know my dad's taking classes, they pay for it. To be guaranteed housing. They provide housing for you, you guys. Do you guys know that they provide housing for you? Now you can choose to live off base. You don't have to live on base, but they provide the housing for you. Why can't we do that for everyone? Why? All bull aside, said my recruiter literally lied to me about everything. He wasn't even in the office the day I shipped out because we were going to do battle if I saw him again. To this day, really. They sell you on a cheap bag of goods. They try to sell you like a generic version of it. The one thing that always was in the back of my mind was, hey, there's also this possibility you may be sent to go fight in a war. That's why I would never join. I was like, oh, heck no. No. Not for me. Not for me. Ramsey said, my friend gets a disability check from the Navy for the rest of his life. Not enough, but something is better than nothing. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Man, disability can take a long time, to like actually process and come through. Shout out to Vinny for the super chat. Abolish political parties. Can we just let them go? Like, that's a good point. Do we really need to have parties? There was a quote from Samantha from Sex and the City. I don't know if you guys have ever watched that show, but that used to be my show. I've seen every episode multiple times. And there was this episode where they were at a party and someone was talking to Samantha about politics. And Samantha goes, honey, I don't believe in the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. I just believe in parties. I laughed at that back then. Now I understand. Samantha was right. Damn it. Interesting times. But I just wanted to show you guys that because of the hypocrisy of it. I do want to get into the Clarence Thomas story. Because when I saw that Clarence Thomas was trending on Twitter, first thing I thought to myself is, what did he do this time? And right before I jumped on this stream, Anita Hill is now trending on Twitter because of Clarence Thomas. Let's be real. What is wrong, Ashura? Sabby, stop talking about old shows that you think were not in your age bracket. Sex and the City, like that's my jam. That is my jam. But let's talk about Clarence Thomas, because this fool, or I shouldn't call him a fool. My mom would be like, Bree, that's not nice. I'll just call him a clown. This clown, let's see what he said. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for you guys. Here we go. Justice Clarence Thomas says judges are asking for trouble when they wade into politics. Okay, listen to this, you guys. On the verge of a new term in which Supreme Court will wade back into the culture wars, Justice Clarence Thomas reflected Thursday on the role of the judiciary and warned against judges weighing in on controversial issues that he said are better left to other areas of the government. I wonder which controversial issues he could be referring to, you guys. When we begin to venture into the legislative or executive branch lines, those of us, particularly in the federal judiciary with lifetime appointments are asking for trouble. He said during a sweeping lecture at the University of Notre Dame, let's go down. I think that it is problematic, and hence the craziness during my confirmation was one of the results of that. It was absolutely about abortion, a matter I had not thought deeply about at that time. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Thomas' remarks come on as the newly solidified conservative majority will consider a direct challenge to Roe v. Wade in the term that begins in October, as well as a major Second Amendment case and possibly a dispute centering on affirmative action. In addition, the court earlier this month sparked outrage among supporters of abortion rights when 5-4 majority allowed a controversial 6-week abortion ban in Texas to take effect pending appeal. Let's go on to see what else he says. In 2007, he said that he believed that Roe and the follow-up decision called Planned Parenthood versus Casey had no basis in the Constitution. And in 2020, he said that Roe is grievously wrong for many reasons, but the fundamental is that its core holding that the Constitution protects a woman's right to abort her unborn child finds no support in the text of the 14th Amendment. We have lost the capacity to not allow others to manipulate our institutions when we don't get the outcomes that we like. I think we should be careful destroying our institutions because they don't give us what we want when we want it. I think we should be really, really careful. Let me pop out. Because he's one to talk. He's one to talk. And I think I missed a super chat. Shout out to Roger Meadows. Those beans are bargaining chips needed since draft ended, lost if we had Medicare for all, free college, housing, etc. It is an incentive to keep communities poor. That's a good point. Thank you so much for the super chat. Shout out to Roger again. Amy also doing SCOTUS damage control radio tours. Thanks so much for the super chat, Roger. So here's my take on this. You know, Clarence Thomas, he's basically trying to say that the Supreme Court justices shouldn't look at things as a political matter, in a political way. It should just be about the issue. That they don't look at it from a political perspective. If they don't look at it from a political perspective, then why did Donald Trump rush so quickly to get Amy Barrett in? If they don't look at it from a political perspective, then why did Mitch McConnell deny Obama to have a Supreme Court justice pick? If they don't look at it from a political perspective, then the abortion issue in Texas shouldn't have been much of a big deal, right? Except abortion is a political issue. It has been made a political issue. Republicans made it a political issue. Clarence Thomas, of all people, is one to talk. I don't think Clarence Thomas should even be sitting in the Supreme Court. I think we all know why. So like I told you, right before I got on the stream, Anita Hill was also trending. I don't think that Clarence Thomas should be considered an expert to vote on women's rights issues. That's right, I said it. He has some nerve. And I want to remind you that he voted in favor of the Texas abortion law. He supported it. But of course he would. Some people had some interesting things to say about Clarence Thomas. Twitter was oh boy. Twitter was something else. I want to share my screen in just a second. Shout out to Roger Meadows. Tom Scotus started losing cred, Bush versus Gore. I mean, let's be real, you guys. For him to pretend like the justices don't look at things from a political perspective, that doesn't make any damn sense. If they don't look at it from a political perspective, why does it matter how many conservatives you have on the Supreme Court and how many Democrats you have on the Supreme Court? Why is that even? Because it matters, because they do. They do look at it from a political perspective. I bet you, if they didn't, why do all the conservatives vote against the abortion rule and all the Dems vote in support of the woman's right to choice? Because they're looking at it as a political issue. What he said doesn't even make any sense. And he went on to say he's trying to blame the media. He said it's the media's fault that people are looking down on the Supreme Court justices. Now, don't get me wrong. I am one to blame the media for a lot of things. I tell you guys about mainstream media often. I am not a big fan of mainstream media. I tell you how they are. I call it like it is. That being said, maybe, just maybe, people are angry with the Supreme Court justices because of the decisions that they're making. Just maybe. Joy said Amy Coney Barrett will not rescue herself from a South Carolina case involving a big oil company where her father worked for 30 years. Will not recuse herself, excuse me. Listen, they rushed to get this woman in. RBG passed away, and don't get me wrong, RBG, she wasn't perfect either. I have some issues with her too. But RBG, like as soon as the woman died, let's rush and get a conservative in. Absolutely ridiculous. So I want to show you what some of the people said on Twitter because this was interesting. This is coming from Ted Lieu of all people. He's not great either, but he does have a point with this tweet. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for you guys. Ted Lieu said, "Dear Justice Clarence Thomas, stop gaslighting the American people. You voted to allow an extreme Texas anti-abortion, anti-freedom law to go into effect, even though it violates the law of the land, Roe v. Wade. And you did it by hiding behind your cowardly shadow docket." That's one tweet I wanted to show you. Probably should have picked a better example because he's not the best example. It's Ted Lieu we're talking about. So there's another one I want to show you. I'm going to share my screen. So this one here, it says, Justice Thomas says that politics must stay out of the courts. The same Justice Thomas whose wife funded a bus for the insurrection, the same Justice Thomas who sexually assaulted Anita Hill. Anita Hill told the truth. They were coming after him, you guys. They were coming after him on Twitter. Let me tell you. There's another one. And this one's going to make you laugh. I got to throw a funny one in, you guys. I got to throw a funny one in. So here we go. Here we go. Boom. Gonna tell my grandkids this is Clarence Thomas. They're wrong for this one, you guys. They're wrong for this one, but I had to. I'm sorry. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. That's Samuel Jackson's character. It's very, very funny. They said, and please tell them this is Clarence Thomas embracing the GOP. Oh my God. You guys. Let me stop sharing here. Let me pop out. I tell you, man, they really, but Clarence Thomas of all people, I personally don't believe in these lifetime appointments. I think that there should be term limits. I've thought that for a long time. I don't think that Clarence Thomas should have been given that seat. We've had two that I know of, two Supreme Court justices or people that were up for that position that were accused of either sexual harassment or sexual assault that I remember. Clarence Thomas, Brett Kavanaugh, both got in. Where are we headed in this country? Where are we headed? Shout out to Roger Meadows for the super chat. Legislation can overturn any SCOTUS decision. This is true. But will they do it? Thanks so much for the super chat, Roger. Throne of Blood said RBG was just as pro-business as all of the conservative judges. Excuse me. Yeah. Lucky Burrito said there should not be a right or left judge. It's an oxymoron. That's a good point. And if that's the case, and here's the thing, if that's the case, why does it matter if the justice is conservative or if they are Democrat? It's kind of messed up when you think about it. Pretty messed up. Sterling said, anyone think it's strange that Democrats are calling for secession again? Is it not a little ironic? Elbow cough. Oh. Interesting. But at this point, it's like Clarence Thomas is one of those like Supreme Court justices that, to be honest with you, I don't think about him until he comes back in the press and says something ridiculous. For him to pretend like politics is not involved, that's BS. The conservative judges vote one way and the Democrat judges vote another way. It just is what it is. Shout out to Blanco SoCal. Checks and balances only work when they don't like you or your ideas. Otherwise, it's class solidarity for life for these clowns. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Thank you so much for the super chat. It's unfortunate. I just don't think you should have lifetime appointments. I think that there should be a maximum amount of time that you can serve on the court. Now, what that time limit should be, I'm not quite sure, but I don't think it should be for life. Most of us are not guaranteed any job for life. I work in Massachusetts. It's an at-will state. It says right in my employee handbook, my employer can fire me at any time for no reason. How about that? Where a pilgrim said retire at 75 or something like that. You know, I never understood that either. Because let me tell you something, okay? Like, as soon as I am eligible to retire, I want to retire. Clyburn too. Clyburn's like 80 years old. Retire already. It's a hot mess. Phenomenal Mysticism said, I still think it's weird that many people consider the Supreme Court term limits controversial. I think the Supreme Court term limits are only the bare minimum. I don't know why they think it's controversial either. I'll be honest with you. Like, to me, that doesn't make any sense. Like I said, what other job do you have in your lifetime where you're guaranteed a lifetime appointment? Lawrence said, retire when dementia sets in. Oh, man. Oh, man. Come on, Lawrence. Come on. Why? Why? I wonder sometimes too how oh my God, I'm gonna say Jim Clyburn. See, I'm about to go down the road. I wonder sometimes how Anita Hill feels about all of this. Every time his name is brought back up, in the press. I wonder. Impossibly Black said, I'm growing wary of this culture war nonsense. I'm just wondering. But that's Clarence Thomas for you, ladies and gentlemen. And it's just interesting to me how he is still able to he's given a platform still. He can come out, make ridiculous statements, whatever. They give him the platform because he's Supreme Court Justice. And Anita Hill kind of had to go back in the shadow. Stephanie said, can you interview her? I can try. She lives in my state. I can try. I'm wary of it though, because I'm worried that she may not want to talk about this again because it's been so long. And I'm worried that it may reopen like old wounds for her. Sometimes when these things happen, some people want to move on with the rest of their life. They just want to they tried to fight the right way, which is what she did. And when it doesn't work out, they try to move on with their life. Some people just want to move on. I don't know if that's where she's at or not, but it's difficult getting someone to bring these issues back up again when so much time has gone by and they may not want to revisit it. Something to think about. Especially now that Biden is also president. And Biden was the one who refused to let her witnesses testify. I will keep reminding people of that, by the way, because that is important for people to know. Not everybody knows that. Shout out to Roger Meadows for the super chat. It's a corporate court to protect corporate power. Notice Dems never hit them on ruling against workers, consumers, general welfare, environment only. Environment only, the cultural. That's interesting. I didn't think about that. That's a good point, Roger. Good point. Blanco, do people still believe these appointees aren't employees of the corporation that own this country? It's deep. That's deep. Laura said, I will not forget how creepy Joe treated Anita. I wonder if she is blue no matter who. I don't know. That's another thing I'm kind of wary of too, because I remember Joe Biden was, he was asked to issue an apology towards her and he said he apologized. And I don't know. I don't know if she has that position or not. That's why I'm nervous about reaching out. It just, because I definitely don't have that position and I'll hold back about it, But we are coming up on 8:22. I want to get to our last story, and then I'm going to tell you about the surprise that is coming tonight. I got to tell you guys about this story. So, oh man, I don't know how to say this, but I'm just going to say it. Shout out to Kyle, who is a Sabby member. The Powell court passed Taft-Hartley and wrecked the labor movement, the most liberal in our history. Interesting. Cheyenne said, love you, Sabrina. Oh, thank you. I love you too. Oh, that's sweet. All right. Ric Flair also known as Nature Boy, woo, was trending on Twitter, and not for good reasons, ladies and gentlemen. To some of you, this is probably not going to come as a surprise just because of the I don't know, the behavior, the personality that he had as a wrestler in the ring, off the ring. But Ric Flair is coming under fire for sexual harassment and for using the N word. Apparently, Ric Flair has been calling black people the N word. I want to share this video. So apparently, there has been a video made. I don't know how old, like how old this footage is, but this started trending. And basically, they interviewed people that knew Ric Flair in the wrestling world, I guess outside of the wrestling world as well. And some of the stories that they told is what made Ric Flair trend. So this is not a good reason why he was trending. So I'm going to share this video because Ric Flair apparently used to like to sexually harass women. So I saw this on Twitter. It's also on YouTube as well. You can also look for it on YouTube. There's multiple clips, but here we go. I'm going to mute my mic.
The way I was trained to come into the business, I was told, keep your mouth shut, your eyes and ears open, pay attention. So the guy that I was paying attention to was him, because that was the guy that I had hoped to be like one day. And when I see him pulling his penis out in a bar full of kids, running up and down a hallway like some fraternity boy at 46 years old, the world heavyweight champion that represents a company, I felt, even as a kid then that didn't know what the hell I was doing one way or the other, I knew I didn't want anybody looking at him doing those type of idiotic, absurd, obscene things, looking at me and thinking, well, he's a wrestler and that guy over there's a wrestler. So do you do that too? No, I don't pull my penis out in a bar full of kids. I don't run up and down a hall at 46, 7 years old, naked and stomping on doors and going up to women I don't even know and dragging them into the middle of a dance floor and, making a fool of myself. These were the things that I saw him doing. It was embarrassing to me.
Shout out to Roger Meadows for the super chat. Replace core with co-ops, nothing left for SCOTUS to protect. That's a good point as well. We'll be talking about that later on this week. There's going to be a whole segment, a whole labor segment that's going to be done on here. Trying to get other people to come on for that as well. Nature Boy, woo? No. No. That's just one of the stories, you guys. That's not all of the stories. Again, I don't know what made this surface. I knew there was that documentary. It is what it is. But I didn't understand why now. When I shared this on Twitter that I was going to be, talking about this, it was kind of funny because people were telling me that like they didn't even know that Ric Flair was still alive. That's what people were saying. They were like, is he still alive? Like, so yeah. Gene said, I'm sure the WWE is a cultured group with well thought out social values. Laura said, I'm supposed to call my mom, but I'm enjoying the show. Oh, Laura. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm going to see if I can show you the one. I have to be careful which ones I show you because you guys know how it is. you know how the censorship and stuff could be. They're now saying that Ric Flair is canceled. And yeah. Okay, here's one. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. Roger Meadows said, racist Rick, old news for black fans. Check Ernie Ladd. Thanks so much for the super chat, Roger. Troy said, Sabby's the cherry on top of the FHL cake. Oh, that's so sweet. I don't know if I'm the cherry. I don't know. Maybe some frosting or something. I don't know. But you can listen to this tidbit here. I don't know what it is with these guys just whipping out their stuff and showing it to people. But apparently, this was very problematic. If you just listen, I think this was just audio only, but this is just bad. Just listen to this. Hold on, I'm gonna mute my mic.
He could move his hips and twirl it, and so his well-endowed penis spins around like a helicopter. So I'd say he's the nature boy for a reason. He's got a hammer on him.
He's the life of the party. And if you know him, you know where to exit the party and go to your own safe place, or you don't know the rules and you find yourself in deep water. And that may have happened.
And I was in the galley. The galley is where our little kitchen area on an airplane. Ric Flair was naked in a cape only, and then he decided to come back to the galley to get a Coke. And then he wouldn't leave the galley. He had me up back against the back door. And I couldn't move. I couldn't get away from him. I couldn't move. He was spinning around his penis and he wanted me to touch it, and he took my hand and put it on him.
I have to stop it there because I can't, there's only so much that I can play before, YouTube might be like, what's happening here or whatever. But you get the point. This is a problem. I don't know why this is trending now, why this is being to the forefront now. I don't know. Like I said, there's that show that they did or whatever, but you would have thought something like this we would have heard about it a lot sooner, but who knows? Here's what I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear the excuses that, oh, well, he was on a lot of drugs back then. Don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the excuses that, oh, he was really drunk back then. Don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear those excuses. Because at the end of the day, he was still an adult. And it is no excuse for you to come up to someone. First of all, why are you naked in the first place? But second of all, that is inappropriate behavior. You do not do that to people. I want to make that very clear here, just in case there's any type of confusion about this. You do not do that to people, period. Don't do it to a man. Don't do it to a woman. Don't do it to a pet, whatever. You just don't do it. That is not funny. That is not okay. Shout out to Blanco for the super chat. Welcome to the Great Reset, the new Gilded Age. Most people are getting knocked off their thrones. Welcome to the working class revolution now. You go. It is time. It is time. Thanks so much for the super chat, Blanco. Gamer for Life said, I never really cared for Ric Flair and never will. I thought he was kind of cool just because he had that whole nature boy thing. I used to watch wrestling when I was like a kid with like my cousins and stuff like that. It was entertaining, but I thought he was just kind of funny with the whole nature boy thing. But what I don't think is cool is for him to harass women. I I don't care again what kind of drug he was on. I don't care how much he had to drink. It is not okay. I couldn't find the one. I thought I had it. I lost the video where they interviewed a black gentleman who worked in WWE, and he was given a statement saying that Ric Flair used to call him the N-word, like just on a regular basis. Like not even just like this was a slip up or he was trying to be down or he got angry at him and said it once, like you used to call him the N-word on a regular basis. Ric Flair. There's no more woo for you. There's no more woo. Little Rock Elevator said that's Theodore Long, Sabby. That's his name. Theodore Long. It was just so. Let me see. Ric Flair. Found it. Found it. I'm going to pull it up now. Thank you so much, Little Rock. All right, I'm going to share it. Thanks so much for the super chat, Ashlyn Forge. I'm starting to believe that all these actors, paid liars, are actually narcissistic monsters, all of them. Do you consider Ric Flair to be an actor? I guess so, because wrestling is, wrestling's fake. It's not real. It's like, it's entertainment. Entertainment. Roger Meadows said, yes, Sab, I just told you Ernie Ladd. It's true. Thanks so much for the super chat. Here's that interview. I don't know about you guys, but I get really tired of ads. Okay, here it is. So he's had interviews with a couple people, but this is the one I'm going to share with you guys. Like, I get really tired of ads. That is one cool thing about Rockfin. No ads. Take it out. Take it out. All right. Here we go. Teddy Long on Ric Flair calling him the N-word. So let me make sure I got the beginning here. So here we go. Let me mute my mic.
You said it. It's all over the internet of Ric Flair allegedly calling you the N-word. This Forever Tired 2000 is wondering if he ever apologized for that.
No, I don't think it. I mean, if he had, I would know. No, he hasn't. But here's the thing about that. You know what I mean? Sometimes people don't apologize, like come up to you and say, I apologize. Sometimes, they can speak to you, maybe try and hold a conversation with you to let you know in so many words, hey, I'm sorry about that. But like I said, I ain't never really expected that, and I really don't really care because I put that all behind me. I was able to make it, and I was able to show people, that had that negative about me and said that I would never make it, and I had no talent. I was able to prove them wrong. So that was good enough for me. So I don't need no apologies. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm just telling the truth. It is what it is. That's what happened.
What is the story behind that for those that don't know? I've only heard people say that he allegedly called you that, but I've never actually heard the story myself.
Well, like one time in Knoxville, Tennessee, I think, and I never remember there were some girls that were trying to come into the back door, getting in the back of the arena, and then I think he was maybe at that door, and they said some girls threw me under the bus. I don't even know who they were. I'm refereeing. I don't know these people, and they said that used my name and said that I told them that they could come in or they could come to the back door or something like that. And so he runs into me, and the next thing I hear him says to me, Ian, do you like working here?
I guess in the old days, it was maybe more common. I'm not saying that that's right at all, but I've heard Tony Atlas say in interviews with me that it wouldn't be that uncommon to hear that word in the dressing room in the 80s. Is that correct? Or
Hold up. No. I can't believe that guy said, like, well, I heard in the 80s. In the 80s. Not the 50s, not the 40s, not the 30s, the 1980s. It was common to call black people that word in the dressing room. Did I hear that correctly? Man, what a jerk. Like, it was one of those things too. Like, I always thought that like Ric Flair was like entertaining. I didn't really take him seriously. I just thought he was just there to make people laugh and he was entertaining. But what the hell? They said the 80s. Okay, I thought so. Phenomenal mysticism is right. They said the 80s. The 80s. Guys, that wasn't that long ago. He said the 80s as if it was like 1955. Like that's what's hilarious to me. This is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Screw Ric Flair, man. Screw Ric Flair. What a jerk. Properly smug. There were a lot of drug stories in wrestling. Yeah, I've heard about that too. But I just think Ric Flair was just an asshole. To be honest with you, I think Ric Flair was just a jerk. Shout out to Roger Meadows for the super chat. My bad, it was Teddy. I stand corrected. Oops. Oh, no worries, Roger. Thanks so much for the super chat. Yeah. I mean, it's just like, what kind of lucky burrito, Sabby, that was us growing up. I mean, it's like, I'm like, are you serious? Gene, why is Sabby surprised? I just feel like the way that exactly, Miss G has a point. The interviewer was acting like making excuses for using that word like that. Wow. Exactly. That's the way I feel about it. Is like, oh, well, it was the 80s, so you know. Really? Really? Bill said wrestling was full of people with heavy trauma living out of a suitcase on the road, traveling around the nation back then. Okay. Still don't think that makes excuses for him whipping his penis out in front of a woman and telling her to put her hand on his penis and not being able to let her go. I don't think that's making excuse. That's okay excuse for him calling people the N-word either. Roxanne said Rick James. Very sad. Very sad. I don't want to spend too much time on Rick James. I don't want to spend too much time on Ric Flair. Wrong Rick. Because I got to show you a surprise. All right, so I told you guys there's going to be a surprise this evening. That is still happening. But I want to show you why we're having that surprise. Some of you who follow us on Twitter, you may already know this. Some of you may not know. I'm going to share my screen. And I just want to let you know it is a good day for those of us at FHL. Because boom. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not seeing things. Late last night, when I was supposed to be asleep, and that didn't happen, we hit 10,000 subscribers. We were on the road to 10K and we finally hit 10,000 subs. You guys, we're so excited. We're so like pumped about it. We put in a lot of work, a lot of hours. As you guys know, you're probably like, man, I see you guys on all the time. We do a lot. So I am super excited, very happy to announce that to you guys. I was shocked. Like we knew we'd get there, but it happened last night and that just made me like super, super excited. Now, what is the other surprise that's happening tonight though? Let me stop sharing my screen. Tonight at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time on FHL, we are doing a surprise stream. It is our 10K celebration stream, and I hope all of you will join us tonight. I am super pumped, super, super pumped. And I want to give a shout out to Ashlyn for the super chat. Thanks so much. The response to that word needs to stop triggering us emotionally. It draws focus away from what is important. I don't need white approval. Force the vote. I think that's what you're saying. Force the vote. Thanks so much for the super chat. But yeah, surprise stream tonight, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on FHL, Fred Hampton Leftist. We are going to have a nice celebration. And there's a couple of things we're going to talk about. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy. FHL started in April. That wasn't even long ago. Wasn't even long ago. So, join me there, guys. And I should have a surprise for you guys later on this week. There's something that you have been emailing me for and asking me for, and I've been dragging my feet because I'm late to everything in life. But finally got it up and going, and I'll premiere that to you guys next week. One more thing I got to tell you guys. Oh, two more things I got to tell you guys. Monday night, Caleb Maupin will be here with me, so join me. That should be a really cool interview. I've been really excited to interview him. And next Friday, Kim Iverson will be here. I'm going to talk to her about the recall in California and about third parties. So, doing big things, guys. We're doing a good job. We're putting in a lot of work, and I feel like hitting that 10K just really like made us, man, that really just like solidified things, I think. So yeah, join us tonight, 9:30, surprise stream for our 10K celebration. All right, guys, you know how I do this. Have a good night. Keep up the fight.